Let's bring in Outkick host Tomi Lahren to talk more about this. Tomi, about this gag order. So Donald Trump is not allowed to talk about any of the witnesses, and that would include Michael Cohen, who is at this point a public figure and who is on a media tour bashing Donald Trump. How is that fair?
It's not fair, and he's also a known liar, Michael Cohen is. And so I think all of this, I mean, it's so comical. I know that we talked about how this is going to be such a circus, and New Yorkers are getting so tired of the circus involved in this. Imagine how President Trump feels about this. He would much rather be on the campaign trail. He'd much rather be in need-to-win states talking to average Americans about how he wants to make this country great again. He would much rather be doing all of that and sharing his vision for restoring America. But unfortunately, because of these endless indictments, witch hunts, and trials, he is stuck in a courtroom in New York City where the city is no friend to him, unfortunately. And, you know, again, the fact that Donald Trump continues to go on Truth Social and to speak his mind, I think shows just how badly Donald Trump wants to control this narrative, but also speak directly to his supporters, because there's so much misinformation, so many lies being told about him. He absolutely deserves the ability, and he has the duty, in my opinion, to respond so that the American voter knows what's really going on. To keep him silenced is so un-American, it's so unfair, but I wouldn't expect anything less at this point.
Yeah, and, you know, he could be held in contempt, which could hold jail time for him, or a massive violation. Nobody wants that to happen, but also at the same time, imagine what that imagery would do for his political campaign. So also, Tomi, somewhat of a sidebar to this, but interesting nonetheless, business owners in downtown Manhattan are now speaking out against this circus, this court hearing. And you'd think that because it is bringing some spectators that it would be good for business there, but it's not, because all the streets are blocked off around the courthouse so nobody could get into their stores. So the Daily Mail has a headline saying New York is sick of the circus. New York City and Middle America don't really agree on much, but it's looking like they're starting to agree on this.
Well, again, you know, I spend a lot of time in New York City, so I think the least circus element is probably the Trump trial. Yeah. There's a lot of, you know, bigger issues and probably more important issues that are destroying businesses and making it difficult for average people to get around and to enjoy their lives and their businesses. But I'll also say this, because I feel for these New Yorkers that are being deprioritized by the DA and by the court system, when the court system and the DA, they could actually be spending their time and the resources and the tax dollars to go after actual thugs, felons, and degenerates that are making it hard to live in New York City. But instead, they're going after a former president because the Trump derangement syndrome is so strong, they just can't get over that hill. But yes, these businesses have every right to be upset. They should be more upset, however, that this is being prioritized over keeping their city safe, clean, and maybe in some sort of functioning reality. Unfortunately, New York City is far from that these days.
Yeah, that's a great point. Also, Tomi, we want to ask you about this. Could happen today. TikTok, of course, facing a potential ban as part of the foreign aid bills that passed the House over the weekend. Now it's heading over to the Senate, and that could pass the Senate as early as today. President Biden has said that he would sign this TikTok ban, potential ban, if it doesn't divest from China, into law. At the same time, man, does he want that youth vote? So what's going to happen here?
Well, I tell you this, I think it's going to be very difficult for President Biden to sign something like this, given that he himself is on TikTok, or at least his handlers are, and there's a slew of other Democrats that also utilize TikTok to connect with young voters. But I will say this, I'm no fan of TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I never will be on TikTok. And I hope that parents get their children off TikTok, because it is digital fentanyl. However, I will tell you, Carly, it makes me very nervous when the government forces a sale of a company, or when the government moves to ban a social media platform. I see this as a very slippery slope. I wish that we could trust the government to stop at a Chinese communist-tied platform, but unfortunately, I don't trust the government to do that, and I'm very concerned that this precedent will be set with a TikTok ban, and then that's only a short jump to, oh, Elon Musk is threatening democracy, he must sell X. I mean, This is a real slippery slope we're headed into, so I'm very cautious about this.
Interesting perspectives from you, Tomi, as always. Thank you so much.
In the soft embrace of morning light, rocky and rugged, hopefully sight, a whisper of promise, a sense so sweet, reviving energy with every heartbeat. dance of enchantment. Caffeine's elixir, a daily enchantment. Coffee in the morning, my lifeline. Guiding through life's chaotic design, finding every sip of morning zest. In that brew, I find my best. The morning sun, a gentle caress, bathing the world in warmth no less. A symphony of flavors in every pore, awakening senses, a ritual to adore. The kitchen hums a quiet tune as dreams unfold not too soon. Pouring the elixir, stories take flight. In the world of coffee, my spirit aligns. I'm uncradled, a vessel of tales. Each sip, a dialogue as morning unveils. Bitterness, a new world of tales. As the day unfolds, a caffeinated tale in morning symphony, where moments prevail. Coffee, my companion in the sunrise quest, in the ritual of morning, my eternal zest. The world awakens, a canvas so bright, in the palette of dawn, a captivating sight. A dance of flavors, a morning trance. In the world of coffee, life's sweet romance.